Alright then, castles. We all love them, but it can be a tremendous task to create lots of castle walls, gatehouses, and whatever we need. This is why I want to show you how to make lots of simple castle stuff. Here is the gatehouse I made earlier, and the walls. This is a simple tower that can be used to connect the walls. I made these pieces a long time ago. It was actually my first video. Now that I have the energy to paint all of my castle walls, you will see how they can be used on the table. The walls are almost ready for painting. There are just some areas that need work. I used aluminum foil to finish the stone textures on the walls. This is how the texture looks. Pretty nice. And before we start painting, let's texture this tower in super speed. All of the castle stonework is base painted in black. Here it is really important to get paint in the cracks and crevices between the stones. I started by painting with a brush that was way too small. Later I changed into a bigger one. I painted a total of 20 pieces, and it takes some time. I was able to do this a bit faster by first applying a bunch of paint and then taking off the excess. I also made sure that all of the surfaces and cracks were painted black. After sitting here for an hour or two, I slowly started getting everything painted black. Just a tower left. Now the black has dried. There are still a few unpainted spots. For the next step, I will dry brush everything with grey. This means I will only have a bit of paint on the brush while painting. When dry brushing like this, you really start seeing the stone texture. I know some of you love hearing the cutting and painting noises, so I'll leave you alone for a while. The next layer is painted with a really light grey. If you're afraid that you might get any of this bright paint in between the rocks, try using the side of the brush instead of using the points of the bristles. I think this is a fairly simple way to paint these. Only 3 layers of paint, and it looks good enough. Alright, let's see what we can do with these castle walls. With these pieces, you can easily and quickly set up a wall around your city, build a fort, or a castle, really just anything. You can just connect the walls to each other, or then use these towers. With only these pieces, you can make many different fortifications, city walls, and perhaps ruins. But I'm gonna make more. In this series called Simple Castle Terrain, I will be crafting many features such as ballistas, doors and bridges, so stay tuned and subscribe if you're new here. Look at this. This is a nice feature. You can make bridges by putting 2 of the wall pieces side by side. The walls can also be stacked. I just need to figure out a way how to make them more stable. And the towers can also be stacked. So there you go. A low effort modular wizard tower, I guess. Goodbye.